stride. Plague-born rage, shadows by his side. Shadows of rot, the sights of despair. Life withers and dust beneath their glare. Guardians of plague, champions of blight, extensions of the pale king's might. Toxic mist cleans through ancient blades. The man reaper swings, death incarnate. Each strike in silence, each reaping red rend. Their inexorable march will not end. Handpicked by Mortarian's hand, loyal till death, his final command. Eternal duty, a silent crusade. They carry the plague till the end of days. He'll indicate the Father's will. Unyielding, relentless, they kill. Echoes of death in every stride. Plague-born rage, shadows by his side. Shadows of rot, the sights of despair. Life withers and dust beneath their glare. Guardians of plague, champions of blight, extensions of the pale king's might. Shroud march to bury you. Shadows of rot, heralds of dread. They march where the living fear to tread. No mercy, no escape, no salvation lies. The death will bring the galaxy's demise. No words are spoken, no mercy shown. Death's mark remain, shadows alone.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Disgustingly Resilient podcast. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Little tune there for you. But yeah, good to see you all. Another episode of the I've lost me Discord. Where have we gone? There we are. The Plague Surgery. So good to see everyone in the chat who's already here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also starting off strong, Road to Black. Thank you very much for becoming a Plague Marine, mate. Massively appreciate it. So for those who don't know, again, maybe it's your first time tuning in. The Plague Surgery is where we basically we have a Discord for our members, which Road to Black has just become. Thank you very much, Road to Black. And in that Discord, you have access to the Plague Surgery, where you can basically post your list. And myself, sometimes joined by Dave and Will obviously go over your list, review it, talk about it, and maybe give some pointers, some reasons for improvement. I don't know why I'm wearing this. I don't have any sound coming on. I'm going to say that off. And basically, we try and help you sort of give advice on your list. Now, Dave and Will obviously aren't here at the moment because they're currently at Leicester. So anyone that may have saw the short we posted earlier today, those guys are currently playing at a Leicester Super Major. I believe they both won the first round. I haven't had an update off them since. I know Will had an extremely hard second round going into it against Mike Porter, so we'll have to see how he got on with that one. But he didn't feel so confident, but you never know. Things can happen. It's a dice game. But hopefully the guys are having a good time regardless. So you are stuck with me, unfortunately, today, guys. Oh, let me turn the chat box in as well. So we're just going to do what we usually do. We're going to go through some lists, talk about them, and basically go from there. Obviously, some upcoming content. I've got a new Typhus Masterclass video that's in the works, so that should be up very soon. I'm hoping to record the last bits for that tomorrow and get it up and done for you. Sort of all the little tricks that you can do, like Typhus and the Poxwalkers and all little things, and just a bit of number crunching as well, trying out something new. So hopefully you guys can look forward to that. I'm going to announce a giveaway at the end of this stream 100%, and it's going to go live on the Discord as well for our members to enter, and it's quite a bloody big prize as well, so stay tuned for that one as well. Now, part of that, I think we just kind of jump straight into it. It's a very quick catch up with chat. Nurgle Matthew, hello mate, how you doing? Again, Road to Black, thank you for coming to Plague Marine. Oh, leave a like and a subscribe if you do enjoy the content as well. It really helps, lets YouTube know you enjoy it, and obviously that's good for us in general because, well, it lets YouTube know, and then YouTube promotes us, and yay, the cycle continues. Brian Sherrill, how are you doing, mate? Tell as well, Morton Brandt, Jamie Donat, Leonardo Sabatino, and Mount Hellbane. Leonardo says, the amount of high quality content the three of you putting out is truly amazing. I always look forward to it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words, Leonardo. Really, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. Hello, fellow Plague Peoples. I was wondering if you were able to do mine. It was 10 out of 23 under Dagnaris. No worries, we'll probably get to it. So I'll go down, but don't worry, I'll make sure we get yours today. And hello, Zito. How are you doing, mate? Zito's going to the Bolton major with me next week. So we're looking forward to that. I'm still undecided on my list. Submission is tonight at midnight, so I need to get that like fully locked in. It's the last 120 points I've got to spend, so it's like, okay, so Cass, if you are a member, there's a chance that you haven't linked your YouTube to your Discord. So if you go into your settings in Discord and go in connections, you link it to your YouTube channel. That then checks your membership and basically unlocks all the members only features of the Discord, yeah? So let's crack on anyway. So first up today we got Jungle Jim. Now, Jungle Jim says, I'm playing a Crusade, so okay, already Crusade is not normally something that we cover, but again, we'll talk about it. It's not a problem. I don't really know the Crusade rules though, because I don't really play it, so wouldn't be able to give you any Crusade specific stuff, but what I can talk about is obviously, standard units and what's good. So I'm playing Crusade and points are increasing from 500 to 1000 this month. Okay, cool. Unit toughness limit is 10. Interesting. No allies allowed. Fair enough. Looking to add Death Shroud Terminators, 2 Bloat Drones, a Predator, and a Rhino for my Plague Marines. So, is this what we've already got, or is this... No, this is what it's going to be. So, we've got a Death Guard Sorcerer and Terminator armor with Cursed Leper. Sorry, I thought it was enhancement. That's just normal stuff. Plague Guard Battle Force Weapon, yep. Malignant Plaguecaster, love it. Then we've got 5 Plague Marines with Blight Launcher, Heavy Plague Weapon, Plague Spewer, Melter Gun, and the Champion with a Heavy Plague Weapon and Plasma Gun. So you have gone for more shooting than their 3rd Heavy Plague Weapon. Okay, that's fair, that's fine. 5 Blight Lord Terminators, not a huge fan, personally. But again, it's Crusade, so take what's cool. You've got 10 Cultists, great little unit there. You've got 3 Death Shroud Terminators, which I'm going to be guessed are going to be joined by the Death Guard Sorcerer and Terminator round, so you have a really nice melee brawling unit. You've also got a unit of Chaos Spawn there, 2 Fetid Bloat Drones, a Predator Destructor, and a Death Guard Rhino. So, in your additions, I really like the Rhino. I always think that Plague Marines just basically are adamant and need Rhinos. A walking Plague Marine is a dead Plague Marine is like the old saying. So we don't want to be taking Plague Marines on foot. You want to make sure you're a Rhino. So that's 100% great choice. So 100% get the Rhino. Now your other additions are Death Shroud Terminators, which are no-brainer for me. Like, they're just so much better than Blight Lords, especially right now, and having them to go with your Sorcerer is just going to give you a really nice, strong melee brawling unit. -1 to wounded, -1 to be damaged, and then if you obviously want to take the Contagion, you can be -1 to be hit as well. It's just super nice, strong, powerful unit. Really, really good at the moment. So, great addition as well. You want to add 2 Bloat Drones, a Predator as well. So, the Bloat Drones here are interesting because the Bloat Drones kind of do the job that, like, two Bloat Drones here are kind of doing the same job that Spawn's doing. They're fast, they're good at scoring secondaries as well because they're annoying, they're tough. You don't really care if they don't shoot. I mean, you obviously want them to try and, do some damage, but you'll happily give up them shooting. Like, oh, there's a Kirby under my chair, I didn't even notice that. Hello, Kirby. He snuck in. My concern is the anti-tank. Now, obviously, you do have a T10 limit, and it kind of depends, because you'll know your Crusade group better than I, but the only anti-tank you have in this list, outside of punching it in close combat with thing, is the 2 last cannons on this Predator here. And I feel like you'd be better suited getting these Bloat Drones, even if they're just like Blight Haulers. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Blight Haulers, but that would give you some anti-tank. In terms of anti-infantry, you can kind of already maul quite a lot of it. Death Shroud maul it with the Flamers. Blight Lords can kill infantry, that's not an issue. Plague Marines can kill infantry. Malignant Plaguecaster murderizes infantry. I feel like you just want something in case your opponent either brings transports or they bring like some tanks themselves. My personal choice would probably be like a 2nd Predator Destructor, and then like convert one of these, and then maybe drop the Spawn to keep one of the Bloat Drones around, and then maybe get some Cultist something with that. I think that's probably what I'd go for there. That being said, I understand like maybe you don't want to buy too many Predators because they're not Death Guard units as per se. They're just like their own, like, people buy Death Guard, they want to buy Death Guard units, or Plague Burst Crawls, Bloat Drones, Blight Haulers, Terminators. you don't really want to go be buying generic CSM stuff. Maybe you don't care, maybe you're fine with it, in which case then I'd probably recommend that. But in general, people want to try the the specific units. And don't get me wrong, Planet Destructors, my beloved, have been doing really well for me right now, so I'm glad you've got one in there. It's just, I'm worried, and again, if you know your play group, and a lot of people running infantry, it's not an issue, and this is actually quite a good list, but if you know your play group is, maybe starting to expand into tanks, dreadnoughts, like a dreadnought here could give this list quite a trouble, because they're 2-up save, quite tough. It's going to be hard for you to kill it outside of getting really lucky in the las cannons, or getting really lucky in the Death Shroud in close combat. So for that, I'd probably either recommend, like I said, getting some more. You could technically turn this to Annihilator, but I'm pretty sure the maths on that still says that the Destructor does more damage anyway with las cannons, which is kind of weird, but it is. So I'd maybe convert one of these, because again, we don't want to change what you're intending to buy too much, but maybe convert at least one of these into a Blight Hall. It gives you a bit of variety as well in your models, just to give you a little bit of extra anti-tank power. The only other thing I could possibly suggest is potentially trying to find 10 points and upgrading this Sorcerer to a Lord of Contagion. You lose the durability on the Death Shroud, but it makes them hit way harder, and then that can sort of help towards that anti-tank issue you have there. But, I mean, you're playing Crusade, mate, so honestly, if that's what you want to add to this list, I wouldn't be unhappy with it. Just be aware if your opponent are now bringing lots of vehicles, you might want to look at getting a bit more anti-tank in there. Cool. Excellent. Next one, Thomas Apple. Took this to practice with my team and beat Hypercrons, but lost to Ynnari, 3x5 Haywire, 1x11 Harlequin with your Rain and a Serpent, no Yunkan, no Wraith Knight, unhappy face. So we've got an Icon Bearer, Terminator Sorcerer. So Icon Bearer is an interesting one here, but he's actually not too bad, I've been kind of debating him myself, even for this Bolton thing, but I won't get into that. We've got a lot of villains with Deadly Pathogen, spare 15 points, Morty and a Typhus, 2x5 Plague Marines, 1 Blight Launch, 2 Plasma Heavy Plague Weapons, 1 Rhino, 2x10 Cultists, 3 Predators with Last Sponsons, 1x6 Death Shroud, 2x3 Death Shroud, 20 Poxwalkers, 1 Beast Nurgle, and 1 Nurglings. So, weirdly, this is where it gets really weird. Ynnari are just annoying, and Ynnari is one of those matchups where you kind of still wish you had Plague Burst Crawlers. Because PBCs demolish Scourges. It's not even funny. Like, any indirect into Ynnari is hilarious because Scourges just die. And it's beating Hypercrons is really well played on that one. I do like that, and the fact that you managed to kill them is really nice. Predator Destructors actually match pretty well as long as you put them in reserves and get your first shot off. They can actually do quite well into Doomsday Axe because they got a good profile for shooting into it. Because again, 4 up invulnerable, but the autocannon's wounded on 3s, putting them onto the invuln anyway, so the AP is not an issue, and flat 3 damage is quite nice. I mean, overall, I do actually quite like this. It's quite similar to what I've been running. I think the main thing I'm not to do, because I mean, 2x3, so I'm going to guess LOV goes with, again, you can mix it up between your games, like the LOV, the Death Shroud Terminators here. What I'd probably do if you were in that matchup is I'd put the LOV with the 6 Death Shroud in reserves, and the second these Harlequins try and come out to play with like a charge, I would Rapid Ingress and probably Overwatch that. Alright, no worries, Brian, I'll go back up and have a check, mate. I've just looked at the latest tick sign, so I'll go back, Brian, don't worry. Make sure I haven't skipped that one. So we've got 2x10 Cultist, I like that. So you've got plenty of scoring because you've got the Cultist there to score, you've got Beast and Nurgle there to help you scoring as well. Poxwalkers, you don't have any Bloat Drones, which might be the only issue with this really is pushing out early Contagion without sacrificing your Cultists, which is not what I use Bloat Drones for, but you do have like a sacrificial Plague Marine squad you could just like launch out. The Icon Bearer obviously is once per game big thing. Overall, I mean, it's a solid list. It's very, very, very similar to what I'm running, so I actually quite like it. I think maybe the loss to Ynnari is just a fact of like the Scourges being a real pain in the ass, and probably again it's teams. So if you had anything like Chaos Knights with all the Haywire, all the Havoc launchers, I probably would have put them into that or something like that. But again, teams is its own beast. But if you're talking in terms of like taking this to teams, I probably would just try and maybe dodge this super hyper mobile like playstyle, and you want to be looking for like the grindy games. You want to be looking for the brawling kind of matchup, because if you're in that game, you're in a really good position with this list, because this is just not what those kind of lists want to run into. You've got a nice amount of screens if anything like World Eaters tries to run down your Predators. You got Death Shroud, can win most of those close-up fights. The only other thing is the LOV is just a weird one at the moment, because reroll wounds is great, but Real Wounds kind of demands being in a 6-man squad, because in a 3-man squad it's kind of you don't win off the weight of dice against good armored units. So that makes me do want to put it as 6-man, but there'll be some matchups where you want the Terminator Sorcerer really to be in the 6-man, so I'd rather have that as a second Sorcerer or a Lord of Contagion personally. It's a minor thing, it's honestly minor. I think this is more just keep playing it and keep getting better at it, because it's a really solid list, and I like the inclusion of the Plague Marines and the Rhino because it stops you having OC issues that I had with my list. So overall, pretty solid. That would be my only change I'd probably consider making, is either just maybe changing the LOV. Again, if you want to play these matchups, though, you can keep it, but just be aware that LOV is kind of hard stuck to being in the 6-man to be useful. So you could actually go into 2 6-mans, but then obviously you're losing units and the ability to play wide, which isn't really something that you want to be doing. But yeah, give it a consider, mate. Right, let's have a look. Can you do me a favour, Brian? Can you find your list, tag me, and reply to your own list, because it'll just come up fresh. It saves you having to dig for it. In fact, let's go have a look. Right, done. What's your name on the Discord? So we got that's done. Got Strong Boy here, done. Yep, that was the thing. Right there. Is it this one, BT53, Brian? Is it this one? Oh, just bloody missed you out, didn't I? I love our Demon Engines. I pushed them forward to spread. Yes, I remember it now, because this was kind of worked as advice for the guy that was playing. I love our Demon Engines. I push them forward to spread contagion, bait enemies, and give the rest of my army some breathing room. So we've got, character-wise, we've got Death Guard, Sorcerer, and Terminator Armor for 80 points for the droning, spare 10 points, I'm guessing. Lord of Contagion with Deadly Pathogen, like that. Mortari and Typhus. So we've got Cultist, so 2 units Cultist. I think that's like the sweet number to have. I think 3 is pretty good as well. I think 3 or 2, I feel a bit naked with just 1 squad of Cultists. I always kind of feel like I want to get that second one in. The question I've got personally at the moment is like whether it's worth sacrificing having access to Nurglings for that second unit of Cultists, because I really do like having 20 Cultists to play around with. 2 Predator Destructors, nice. 1 squad of Death Shroud Terminators is 6-man, 2 squads of 3-mans, 3 Fetid Bloat Drones, 3 Blight Haulers. Okay, yeah, so this is very much push Demon Engines in face, and then that can be followed up by the Death Shroud. Now, the good thing is, when you're playing a list like this, Brian, we talk about fighting for space, and especially when using deep striking units, it's quite important to fight for space. And when we talk about fighting for space, what we mean is, when you're going to be playing with stuff that's coming from reserves or rapid ingress, obviously the last thing you want is to be screened out. So you have to fight for space. And now if you are being aggressive with these bloat drones and these haulers, they, especially if you've got the plague spitters on them, they naturally fight for space, because people don't want to walk past them, people don't want to walk near them, because you'll overwatch and shoot them. And they buy you space, and they're not going to all die instantly. They'll die, but not like instantly. And that means you can actually play with like the big squad in rapid ingress more often than not. Now, the problem is though, I think this list might actually work better with 2 6-mans, to be honest with you, because you're fighting for space, which means you want to make your rapid ingress have the most impact, which means you really want to bring in a 6-man with it. But you can't really walk 3-mans up the board, because if they take shots and they lose like a model or 2, it's a bit painful. So I'd actually probably consolidate them into 2 6-mans, and then you go rapid ingress turn 2, rapid ingress turn 3. Obviously, if it's a more aggressive matchup into you can just keep them on the table at the start. But if you're going to be this aggressive this early with these bloat drones, you want to make sure you're playing for 2 rapid ingresses. So these guys are buying space for your rapid ingresses to come in, and those rapid ingresses, when they have to come in, need to be super impactful and stick around. So I'd probably recommend combining these squads into 2 6-mans, and then also frees up Typhus to be potentially just solo ran, which gives you a bit more scoring opportunity. So obviously you can deep strike him in. If your opponent leaves gaps anywhere, you can get in there. Mortal Wound flexibility is nice because he's not tied to a Death Shroud squad. And with an army like this, because you've got 2 big brick to Death Shroud and stuff, and you want the Predators shooting, and you want these drones being annoying, charging, locking stuff up because you have fallback and charge stuff, the Haulers kind of want to be shooting. The fact that Typhus can potentially come in, do an action that would have to be done by one of these units normally, and you have a Beast of Nurgle as well, so that gives you plenty of secondary play then. So I actually would probably go with that. I mean, it's a solid list. The playstyle and the principle of it is the same. Morty and the bloat drones apply early pressure, push your opponent back, fight for space because no one wants to come near them. Then you can ingress around Morty, or just deep strike around Morty. One actual thing we could talk about here is the potential opposite of what we said before, which is you actually might want a Lord of Virulence, because then you can do a turn 2 drop, 1 rapid ingress, and the Lord of Virulence squad can just drop in with 9-inch deep strike. Because if you're going to use the shooting profile, there's a good chance you can kill a unit with just the shooting, and then you can try a 9-inch charge, but it doesn't really matter if you don't make it, because you've got value off the shooting off that profile. So that's something you could also consider, whether it's worth giving up a Sorcerer and Terminator armor though, because that -1 damage can be real nice, I won't lie. But yeah, that's probably the only change I'd really make here, Brian. It'd be just consolidate that, and just remember when you're playing it, you have to fight for that space early. You have to be aggressive with these Demon Ninjas and Morty to buy that space for the hammer to come in, which is going to be your Death Shroud. Leave the scoring to like Solo Typhus, Beast and Nurgle. You cultists, you're really only going to get to play with one, because one squad's at least going to have to stay around your home and screen it out. So you may think you have like 2 squads of cultists to do actions, but reality is more like it's going to be one. Because somebody's got to sit on home, and obviously you're at home, there's only like one action you can do, which is like recover assets. So just be aware of that. So really, putting Typhus solo might not be a bad shout, which would be only happen if you free up as Terminator squad by consolidating. So hope that helps, Brian, but I like the idea of it. But that's my probably like the advice to give is consolidate, Death Shroud, 2 6-mans, fight for the space early, drop them in, maybe consider a Lord of Virulence, though I'm not sure you probably need it. And just be aware that Solo Typhus might actually be better for you in this instance. Again, if you're against a shooting matchup, you can just go Vanguard, Sorcerer, Terminator on his own, Typhus in the squad, because at least then you got a damage-free weapon in there if they're not going to melee you. And the Sorcerer and Terminator can just come in solo, maybe pop his Casino Cannon, maybe he does some damage, maybe he doesn't, maybe he just deep strikes and does an action. He's got an even smaller base than Typhus, he's 40mm for Christ's sake, it's so easy to game in. So, hope that's helpful for you though, Brian, and if any questions about it, just let us know, mate. But yeah, you've pretty much got it down, just that's the only small change I think I'd personally make to that list. Right, now I am back on track. Let me just skip down. Oh, there's a sip for you. That's for you, bud. Right. So, let's have a look where we're up to. We're up to Draktox. Draktox? Yes, we're up to Draktox. So, Draktox. I'm building up to a 2,000 point list, and this is what I'm aiming for. Planning on playing in the UK. Okay, so we're looking in the UK, mainly at UKTC, terrain, potentially some GW, a bit of everything, because UK were weird. So he's got Marty in there. Cool, we like that. Biological Putrefier, yep, great. I probably wouldn't bother with Deadly Pathogen on Biological Putrefier, his melee weapon just sucks. If you've got the 15 point spare, put it on a Sorcerer, like at least his weapon is semi-usable with the D3 damage, strength 6. Biological Putrefier, it doesn't do anything for him. It makes his knife have 5 attacks at strength 5. It's not going to do anything. You'd be better putting down anything else here. Okay? Just a little one there. Now, so we have got a Biological Putrefier Foul Blightspawn brick, so we've got 4, you've gone full melee on this squad, which is fine, don't get me wrong. I personally am more, you got a Plasma Gun though, I'm more of a preference of Melt-A-Gun if you go that way, just so you have some, if you run into a Rhino, you have someone that can potentially put a big chunk of damage into it, plus the free grenade. You might have a chance at popping it, which means if you like need to charge the contents, you're not just going to have to charge and punch the Rhino to death, the guys get out and then charge you next turn, or shoot you, which isn't great. So maybe consider just changing this to a Melt-A-Gun. 2 squads of cultists, 3 squads of cultists, yeah, okay, great. So you got a lot of scoring stuff, a lot of early skirmishing stuff, we like that, and one of them can sit on home objective, that's great. If your intent is to have one of these sit on home objective though, probably consider just swapping that for 10 Poxwalkers, just because they're a little more durable. If they're only going to sit at home anyway, you might as well go for the thing that's a little bit more tougher. 2 squads of 6 Death Shroud Terminators, again we talked about why these things are good. 1 Predator Destructor, 2 Predator Destructor, a Rhino, and 2 War Dog Brigands. Okay, so it's quite a cool list because you've actually got quite a bit of shooting here. The thing that you need to happen in this list is you need to have something that's going to start trades. And then you have got 2 units of cultists to come up. The issue with cultists is cultists die to kind of anything. Like anything can kill cultists. So Rangers, Scouts, anything can kill cultists. So what we need to do is you'll have to expose something a bit more thingy. Now you can do Morty baits. Morty's very tough. And as long as you don't overexpose him, you can bait stuff into shooting Morty and then punish it with like Predators, Destructors, and Brigands. Now, that being said, what you could potentially also look at is you might have to run the Death Shroud on foot. I don't think this is one way you can realistically put the Death Shroud in reserves. Maybe one max. You definitely can't put two in max. And you can put a Death Shroud unit out, and then obviously your opponent has to answer it. Now, normally this is what we use bloat drones for. Bloat drones are great because scouts and stuff aren't going to kill a bloat drone, and they're great for starting trades. You might lose 90-point bloat drone, that's fine if you trade it back for way harder. Now, you do have some little indirect shots, so you can sort of pick off like enemy cultists and things. That's not too bad, it's quite decent. The main thing you're going to have to do though is just find some way to make them do something, and that means either you're going to have to put a unit of 30 out, a unit of 6 Death Shroud cultists out, Death Shroud cultists, Death Shroud terminators out, onto like the middle point. This is why I tend to include like 20 Poxwalkers, because it's a unit that requires an answer, and can easily force overcommits. Now obviously I'm not saying you need to go get some 20 more Poxwalkers, but it is a pretty nice tool to have in those kind of games. But the problem obviously you've got is obviously points. Now Double Bring and Double Predator has been spoken very highly of to me by Craig Bedford, who's been running the same thing, so he's really a fan of that. The only thing that's a bit rough here is that your units, your Plague Marine squad is 300 points. Is he licking the cookie dough pot? Oh my god. Apologies, Kirby's just helping himself to some cookie dough that was in a pot, which he's now noshing on. Because he's cheeky. So, and these Plague Marines here are kind of, they're quite one-dimensional. They don't have any shooting, so these are either going to set on an objective if fights first all game, or you're going to have to be using the round as a stage somewhere. That's not too bad if you use it aggressively, but I just want something that's going to start trades off that isn't potentially going to lose you like 300 points. Because again, if you send out cultists, I'll kill it with my own cultists. Cool. And then you kill my cultists, we're even odds. If you send out like Death Shroud, like they're tough. They are tough. But if these guys get shot, even Predators, like if I had 2 Predators near Morty and they shot them, you are a few 4-up saves off losing half that squad. That's it. It's not ideal, and that's why I don't know if this much expensive units, because you got 1 big expensive brick, 2 big expensive brick, then you got 2 like brigands, which are quite expensive in general. So what I might recommend here in this one is, because I don't really want to drop here. Oh, we don't have a Typhus either. That makes me sad. I'd probably like. You could drop one of the 6-mans down to a 3-man, have a 6 and a 3-man. Change that sorcerer to Typhus, and that frees you up 100 points to get like a bloat drone in there, which would just help start trades off. Or 20 Poxwalkers, again, depending on what you want. But if you don't fancy doing that, you just have to kind of put something out there. Morty can do it, like I said, or you can do it with Death Shroud. But you have to make something happen, or you be aggressive with the Rhino. If the Rhino gets into a good staging point mid-board, that it can like launch out and threaten stuff, they have to do something about it. They either need to back the fuck off, which again is fine with you because then you're fighting for space, which then makes you want to put a Death Shroud squad in reserves, or they're going to have to commit to try and kill the Rhino and the guys inside, or just eat the charge, which is, all possible. My other issue is potentially scoring. I think the problem is there's just one too many brick units, and that's kind of what's putting me off a little bit. It's a good list. I think unless you're playing like hyper competitive, this would be a really solid list. Like this is a list that you could easily take to like your local club, kick people's head in any day. But when it comes to scoring secondaries and stuff, we have nothing that can realistically do it. You got cultists that can do it. Again, that's fine. One's probably going to sit on home though. But when the game's going on, maybe your cultists have been killed. You've got nothing like, there's no like solo Typhus, there's no Beast and Nurgle, there's no bloat drones that can do stuff. You've just got these big heavy units. Which again, I think you have to maybe just cut one of these big bricks and then give yourself either some early trading / chaff. Like for example, we cut this Death Shroud brick, we cut one completely out. I'm not saying do this, but let's just say hypothetically. We cut this, we cut a character. 300 points right there. We can get for that 2 bloat drones, so that takes to 180. We still got 120 points left there. We can then get Typhus in there for 80 points. So now we've got 2 things that can initiate trades. All 3 of them are more eligible to do actions, and you've got 40 points spare there. So those 40 points, you take this Deadly Pathogen here, take that off, gives you another 55 points. You can easily fit in something for that. Whether that's like 10 more Poxwalkers, so then you can play all 3 cultists upfield and be aggressive with, or you can get a Tallyman to sit at home just for extra CP. Like, I just feel like there's one too many bricks here. So I'd probably look at just maybe cutting one of the bricks, or even, like I said, just half in it. So if you just take this down to like what, a 3-man, and maybe like swap out the character that's in it, because again, I don't really like sorcerers in 3-man. It's not the worst, but I prefer like Typhus Summit, and then use those 100 points to get something like a bloat drone. That'd probably where I'm going, but again, like I said, if you're just taking this to like a casual club and you're just looking for some casual games, it's an extremely strong list and it'll do really well. But in terms of like the competitive side, you need to make sure you have stuff that can either initiate trades and be scoring actions without having a 300 point unit doing it, because that's just not what you want. You need Brigands shooting every turn, you need the Predators getting value every turn, and the Death Shroud needs to be getting value every turn. So that's why stuff like Solo Typhus, Beast and Nurgle are so valuable to us, because they're just great to just drop in, do an action, don't care what happens. Typhus has the bonus of still doing mortal wounds, all this kind of stuff, yeah? So, but part of that, actually, it's a really solid list. So just maybe consider some of the things I said there and go forward with that, okay? Awesome. And again, if anyone in the chat has any advice they think, or maybe they got an idea, obviously feel free to pipe up. I'm not going to be like, shut up you don't know your thing. Sometimes you guys can see some I don't see, and we have a nice little conversation about that, so that'd be quite cool as well. But yeah, Chukanari. This is my first Death Guard list, hence the name, Baby's First Death Guard. Makes sense. I'm still building my army and looking to have a broad selection of units that gets me used to Death Guard, and is as forgiving as possible. I recently shifted from Blood Angels, so I want a different feel and definitely want to revolve the list around Morty, because I want to paint a massive cool model to get on the table. Makes sense? Very character heavy, and I've included Tallyman to be able to hopefully get more usage out of stratagems, again for reps with the army, and had to include a Plague Bust. Okay, so we like the Plague Bust. So we've got a Morty, two Lords, LOC, LOV, Typhus, 2 Monk Players, Tallyman. So it's quite heavy on the characters, I won't lie. 2x5 Plague Marines, 2 Rhinos, so we've got 1 with the Plague Bust in it, 1 with the 2 5-bands in it. Now, in this instance, because you're not putting any characters with these 5-mans, I'd probably just stick with 1 Rhino. 1 Rhino will do you all the work there. We are very, very different. You don't need the 2. Normally, the reason I have to run 2 Rhinos is because I have the Bios Putrefied Foul Blightspawn, which takes up to 12 capacity, so I need the 2nd Rhino. So in this list, you can save yourself 75 points right there and just get the single Rhino for now. Although having more Rhinos is always good for a collection. Now, if you want to play something that's going to get used to Death Guard and be forgiving, you probably want to bring a chunky brick of Death Shroud Terminators. Now, the question is obviously where do you get the rest of the points from, because you have 2 Lords there. Now, that's not an issue, particularly. I think obviously there is quite a heavy emphasis on character points here. I would personally rather have like a single brick of 6 Death Shroud Terminators and drop one of these Lords. Because then that's going to save you, that saves you 75 points off the Rhino, plus 80 points off this guy up here. So that's 155 points now. So with those 155 points, we've got 10, 20 Poxwalkers. Probably just run a 20 Poxwalker, I don't run a 10 on a 20. You don't need it. 10-mans don't tend to do too much, again, unless they're just going to hold home. But if you've got 20, they can already like hold home if you really need it to, or play middle. They're nice and flexible like that. So I'd also cut this 110 here, so that gives us another 50. That's 205 spare points there, which is kind of obnoxiously close to another 20 Terminators. But again, I don't want to spam you with the same unit, because that's just not, 1, it's not good for collecting, and 2, it's not really what you would do. But that would give you access to like a 2nd PBC, or you can get like 2 Blight Halls, which would give you a bit more feel, a bit more variety to play with Death Guard, which would be quite nice as well there. So I mean, bloody hell, Cass Kelly Burt with the 5 gifted memberships, mate, from Bloodbath Tactics. Thank you so much. And if anyone doesn't know, Bloodbath Tactics is a very cool little YouTube channel. They have a little podcast of their own. You record that in a really cool place, by the way. Isn't it just like an open house, like, recording studio that you can use, where you can have drinks and stuff? It's very cool. But thank you so much. And again, if you just got gifted a membership, firstly, say thank you to Cass, but you are now able to become and join the Discord. You go to our YouTube channel homepage, go to the community tab, scroll down a little bit, and you will find a link to our Discord. Get yourself in there and get yourself involved in all the good stuff that's going on here. Thank you so much again, Cass. Massively appreciate the support, mate. So, in this one, yeah, I think you're off to a good start. I think just go to the one Rhino, cut this 10 Plague Poxwalkers here, put this into a big 6-man Death Shroud Terminator probably. That frees up another Lord, just because you've got a lot of points in characters, you've got to get some of those points out of there. And then use the rest of your points you've got there to get like even 2 Blight Haulers. Again, it gives you a bit more variety, it gives you a bit more like anti-tank in there as well. I'm not saying it's a great like competitive unit. Blight Haulers personally I'm not a huge fan. But in casual games and like just learning to play the army, they do a decent job. They can always do actions, they can do shooting. I would probably say try and find a way to get 2 Predators, but I understand you've just got into Death Guard because you want to play Death Guard. You don't want me to be telling you go and buy more Rhino chassis because that's not why you get into the army for. So we'll just remember that. But yeah, I mean that'd be the only change to really make, and that'd get you a lot of fun play because you still get to use Morty, you still get to have a big brick of Death Shroud Terminators, you've still got Plague Boss, you get to play around with the bloat drones. You got a PBC, you could even potentially get 2 PBCs. PBCs are fine, like especially for casual sort of play as well. PBCs are no problem. They're not bad. They're just not optimal compared to certain other things. They do points drop really badly. You got a Beast of Burgle, which is really nice. Typhus going solo, so you're good for scoring. Scoring is going to be really good. So yeah, I mean that's probably all I'd change for now because I don't want to make it too different. Drop one of the Lords, 6-man the Death Shroud Terminators, get rid of that Rhino. That frees you a lot of points. Get rid of the 10 Poxwalkers and then you're up to like 210 3 points. You can obviously drop Deadly Path if you want. You don't gotta. And then use those to get like 2 Blight Haulers, something like that. That's a nice little addition there. You can use like the spare 40 points if you drop Deadly Path to get another unit of Nurglings, or you can use the points to put something like Living Plague on a squad, which is always not bad. Like Living Plague on a unit isn't the worst thing in the world either. Beasts of Nurgle are so hot right now. They're very hot. They're very, very, very nice. They just drop in, annoying to kill, do loads of like actions for you, and people don't commit to it. It heals to full, which is hilarious. I had a Beast of Nurgle and Horticulous Slimehooks, a single beast and Snail Boy, hold up a Transcendent Catan for 3 turns because the Transcendent Catan would keep getting like 2 wounds through. I'd pass one of the invulns, he'd roll the d6 plus 1 damage, and it's just not enough to kill it every time. And he just healed to full. And it was so fucking funny watching him get so angry at this Beast of Nurgle, which made me piss myself laughing because it was a Necron player, so their suffering makes me smile. But welcome to the Death Guard, Chukanori. Happy to have you here, mate. That's awesome, Cass. It's your bar. That's sick, dude. That's awesome, man. Fucking hell. I thought you rented it out. You know, man owns the damn thing. 11th Cultist. I've been really happy with this list. Used it at a team tournament this weekend. I went 3-2 despite being the sacrificial lamb. Sometimes we have to be we call it the bus guy here. You're the guy that gets thrown under the bus. Everyone's got to be the bus guy every so often. What I really like, Typhus and Poxwalkers do so much into our weapon skill matchups. They do. They really like butcher some matchups. They're just so hard and so frustrating for certain armies to deal with. Now, admittedly, if you run into Votan, they're just fucking dead. But still, again, we're playing teams here. LOV with 6 Death Shroud such a bomb. I agree 100%. This is what I mean. This unit doesn't actually need rapid ingress. Obviously, would like it, but you don't need it. This unit is genuinely something that can come in and shoot a unit to death, but you need the 6-man for it. Plague Bus, yeah, it's the little Redeemer. I call it the Redeemer from Wish.com. Love it. What I might want to change, Rogus is great, but I miss Morty, and it'd be nice to ignore modifiers. That is true. Only having 1 drone is rough for scoring. Yeah, I agree there as well. Okay, so let's have a look what we're dealing with. So we've got Typhus, Defile Blightspawn, Lord of Villains, Plaguecaster, Living Plague, 10 Plague Marines, Death Guard Cultist, 6 actual Terminators, 20 Poxwalkers, 1 drone. Okay, so we need to try and get what, 70 points for that, and then maybe convert something into a block drone as well. Right. Okay. So, so one of the things we could do is, I don't know how much value you're getting out of the Carnivore, but you didn't specifically mention him. So that's like something like the Carnivore plus Rotty Drop gives you 270 there. Then up here, I believe you have Living Plague, which would be 290, which would be 390. I wonder what I could get for 390. It's called a Mortarion and a second bloat drone. Now the thing is, I understand Living Plague and Lord of Virulence. It lets you deep strike in turn 3. Your target's within range. Straight away for contagion means you can shoot them off really nicely. That being said, having access to the second bloat drone will also expand your capability to spread contagion, plus Mortarians coming in, which means that you have access to the increased contagion range, which means on turn 3, if you drop in anyway, you pick that, you can make them 12-inch contagion, and you can still do it. So you don't actually lose out on that. Now, it really does depend how much work this carnival's getting done for you. Well, that's the easiest. That's like right there is probably the easiest way to get this done. It'd be Rotagus out, Carnival out, Living Plague off, Mortarian in, second Bloat Drone in. It's just going to give you the access to spreading contagion more. It gives you that extra scoring, which is really nice. But it really depends how much work Carnival's getting done for you, because I don't want to tell you to drop the Carnivore if it's like, absolute, doing God's work for you. That's probably the easiest way to get it in, though, in my honest opinion. And, like, Rotagus is great, admittedly, but you do also have a big Plague Marine squad. So, like, the main reason I liked Rotagus is because it halved OC, which means that when you're running Death Shroud, who only OC 1, it stops them getting out OC'd more than they normally do. Because, obviously, most battle line at OC 2, you drop them back to 1, you kill a few guys on the Overwatch, and it's cool, right? You're actually not taking it off me now. So, I don't think you need Rotagus when you have the Plague Marines. The other thing to mention as well is the Rotagus people. His streams of Brackish Filth is decent. He's a little flamer, but the problem is, especially in this list, because you've got Lord of Riddle and Sprick, your Overwatch is basically always taken, because if anything's going to spend Overwatch, it's this unit. Rotagus is never really going to make use of that Overwatch, which is it's an okay Overwatch, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like this squad here. So I don't think you obviously need that. Rotagus is really weird as well. Cast, like you said, Rotagus does die, and sometimes he can die scarily quick when you fail the wrong 4-ups. But at the same time, the reason that's okay is because he's just so stupidly cheap. I've had people that Rotagus has this issue on people's mental. Because he's a big model, and he looks scary, and he's a big named Greater Demon, people think he's like 400 points or some shit. And I've seen people commit, and a guy did it to me, committed 10 Chosen and a Chaos Lord, and 5 Legionnaires, and 2 Vindicators coming in from, a Vindicator and a Predator coming in from reserves to kill him. And he died, like, almost to just the shooting. And then they charged him and finished him off. And then I killed all of that in return. And he was like, "Oh, okay, he said that's not a great trade for me, but it's not that bad, is it?" He's like, "What is he, like 400 points?" I was like, "No, he's like 230." And the guy's face just dropped. It's just like he's really good for his stats, and you can bait people a lot with him. But in this list here, if you really want to get Mortarian back in here, and you really want to have an extra Bloat Drone just to help out with scoring, that's probably what I would recommend. Because then you've got Typhus coming in solo, you've got 2 Bloat Drones, you've got 2 squads of Cultists, you've got a big 20 Poxwalkers. That would do you quite a bit of work, and you've got obviously the 2 Brigands here. So you're not sacrificing shooting, that's the thing. I don't want to... Melee-wise, you've got enough output anyway. Morty can hit decently hard. You've got a big unit of Death Shroud Terminators, you've got a really scary unit of Plague Marines. When stuff starts reaching melee, the Plague Buses are going to start flaming stuff. I'm not worried about the Carnivore, like, missing its melee damage. I don't want to give up the shooting, though. So I'd rather keep the Brigands than the Carnivore. Plus, this would also leave us with, like, an awkward 25 points. Which is, like, we put an enhancement back on and that's about it. Which isn't not great. I'd rather use points on units. Boys before toys is the old saying. So that's the instant recommendation I made there, Alan, for Cultist. Hopefully that's the nicest way for him to get in. Give it a try. Let us know how you feel. But I think that's a really solid list. And that's probably something I'd look at if I was still running War Dogs. I've dropped them at the moment because I'm trying to go pure. But for a War Dog list, I think, yeah, you can drop Rotty, get Morty back in there. And I just always find the one Carnival weird. Like, I get it's great for, like, OC flipping and just being a nice threat, but I don't know. I'd rather just have this turn into, like, a Bloat Drone, because I value the contagion range extended more, and if that gets me a Mortarian as well, hell yeah. But it's a really cool list, 11th cool list, and also stop sneaking into our box, please. I don't need to get in trouble again. Alright, how are we doing? Let me have a quick check on how we're doing. So we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, who was the fella in chat before who wanted me to look at his list specifically? And we looked at some down here as well. Okay. Because I want to have a look at yours because you're tuning into the stream live. I want to make sure you get yours seen too. Which, you know what? That might be a way of doing it going forward, actually. If we can work through as normal, but if anyone pops into the chat and is here live, maybe we prioritize theirs. Because then the people... Not to say, like, oh, if you can't make it live, fuck you. I'm not trying to say that. But at least people who are, like, tuning in and here to engage and obviously take the feedback and straight away. I guarantee they get to see their list get seen too. Maybe that's something we could do from now on. Let me scroll. What's the name again, mate? Where you at? Mount Hellbane. There you are. Right. Mount Hellbane. Right. Let's have a look. Mount Hellbane. I hope your name's Mount Hellbane on here, otherwise you're going to give me absolute nightmare fuel trying to find the thing. Kobe, Devies, Fatman. Yeah, that's fine, Cass. Yeah, no worries, mate. I will get to yours as well, mate. Again, this might be the best way of doing it if we can just sort of do people's who are here as well. So you're Dagnarius, no problem. Can I search up here for it? Oh, great. Cass, can you do me a favour? Was 10 out of 23. Okay, no worries. Wait, is that counting from the bottom or counting up? Cass, if you can do me a favour, can you just tag me in yours, mate? If you can find it and tag us. Right, okay, okay, so look for Dagnarius. And we'll do yours after Mount Hellbane here. He's under Dagnarius, right, no worries. Kobe, Ted Davis. Fatman, Notorious Aura, Nova Gaming 2B, Stan, Novi, Lazy DM, Notorious, B-Mob, Notorious, Molyneux, Bloodbath, there's Cass's, right, found Cass's. Right, I found yours, mate. Right, so I found Cass's. Right, I'll quickly do Cass's so I can find yours. If you can find it, Mount Hellbane, reply to your own list. Tag me in it, so it'll be at Disgusting Resilient Aiden. That'll help me find it for you. I found yours, Cass, your latest one. Right, okay. Okay, so let's do Bloodbath really quickly. And then we'll come back to yours, Mount Hellbane. So, let's have a look, Cass. So we got Death Crowd, Sorcerer, and Terminator Armor. We like that. Lord of Contagion, Deadly Pathogen, the Chad himself, Mortarion, and Typhus. Cut 2 5-man squads. I like this. I've been playing around with this, and I've got it on my Bolton list myself. 2 5-mans just in a Rhino just to be annoying and flip primary. They're not there to do any fight first. Like, one thing I don't think we've explored enough in Death Guard is Plague Marines without characters. We all know the 10-man blob. We all know stuff, but when you look at the Plague Marine squad, for 90 points, the special weapons you get is stupid. Like, it's bonkers good. You can batter any other, like, sort of battle line unit. So, having just these that can, like, sit in a Rhino and just either put some guys on a point, 10 OC, cool. Or you park the Rhino up sort of near their objective, and a lot of lists aren't bringing tons of OC. Like, even Sisters have, like, no Battle Sister squads. And then you go, okay, cool. This turn, 5 guys go. They move, they advance, they don't even charge, they don't even shoot, who cares? They stand on the objective, they deny primary for a turn. They die next turn. Cool, I'll do it again. And now your opponent's been denied primary twice. Which is really good. Oh, yeah, you've also obviously got the top deck. You've still got access to the spewers or the what you call it. Like, again, you can drive by, melt a gun, something. Like, firing deck's really good, but like the fact that you can just do that, like, it's 90 points for a super utility unit. Like, it can slap up really hard out of nowhere. It has access to grenades out of nowhere. It can get contagion somewhere you need it because you've got the 8 inches out the Rhino plus an advance contagion range. You can flip objectives. You can deny stuff. Like, you can just do actions. Like, they're just really good for 90 points. And if you get a charge into anything, like, around battle line level of stuff, like, they'll kill most things, like, quite easily. So, I'm using this myself. I really like that. 2 units of coolest. Again, 2 units is a good size. We like 2 coolest. Triple Predator Destructor. My beloved. They're doing really good work at the moment. As long as you keep your expectations, like, realistic, like, they are just Predators. But 3 of them together adds up. And they actually can do quite some good work. So I like Triple Predator Destructor. Death Shroud Terminator is 220 points. So we got 1 Midbreaker 6. We like this. We got a Methetic Blight Hauler here. with a split master missile. Yeah, cool. Like that. Poxwalkers, 100 points. Right, so one thing I am curious about is, because I'm running something actually very similar to this. The difference I have in mind is this is a bloat drone. I've dropped one of the squads of Nurglings. I honestly think one squad of Nurglings is more than enough. So you can probably get 40 points back there. I have 2 bloat drones in mind, so I can't remember what I've... There's that bloody picture. What did let me put up here a cast, let's have a look. I posted a picturing. Is it in competitive? There's a TTS game. Yeah, it's up there. There we go. So this is what I was looking at so far, mate. So obviously there's some fair similarities between our lists, really. I've got Triple Predator Destructor, I've got Morty, I've got a 6-man and a 3-man. I've got a Rhino with 2 5-mans bare bones. This list on the screen here has 115 points spare, 125 points spare as well. Which is quite close to what you've got, mate. Let me go back to plague surgery. Apologies. So, like, I've only got the 1 unit of cultists, which I'm probably going to spend another bit of my leftover points on. I'm trying to think where the points are at. Because I've got this. I've got all this up here. Paladin, Pathogen, and all of that at the moment. Okay, I could get that, though. Cultist, Triple Predator Destructor. That's it. You got 2 signal wreck. Now, this was the decision. Yes, actually, yes, it is. So, very, very, very similar. So, one of my decisions was, do I just use those points to put in another 3-man and have 2 6-mans? Because I quite like that. Then, I had... Because I've cut a cultist squad, which I'm not a fan of. But I did that and cut a Nurgling to get myself 2 bloat drones. Or you can, in your case, you could have like 2 haulers. Just something you want that's fast. The issue then being like, is that getting a bit scary? But if you think about actions, you've still got unit cultists. You've still got Typhus solo, haven't you? Yeah, you've got solo Typhus, which is nice. You've got a Rhino, and that's the thing. We've got a Rhino and 2 5-man Plague Marines to do actions as well. Which means I feel a little less bad about just having 1 unit cultist, but I obviously do prefer the 2... So this is you're at the point I'm at. I'm at the point with this list where I'm like, right, do I commit to bigger bricks of Terminators, or go 6 and 3-man and get more scoring, which would then let me have the 2nd unit cultists and stuff like that. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think it all comes down to sort of like how you feel like the list wants to play, because I feel a little bit unsure about having just 1 6-man brick, because I'm like, what if it just kind of gets killed? And what kind of like starts on the board and is pressure? Because the thing is, without all the buffs and the bonuses on these Plague Marines up here, they don't do as much work as like they would. They're a lot cheaper though, like that's why it's nice. But they're not going to be like murderizing like massive things like the big 10-man squad does. I mean, don't get me wrong, they also don't cost 300 points, which is, you know, they cost less than a third of that, which is why I like the 5-man bare bones. So you're at that point now. Do you feel? I do actually think the 6-man's probably do a bit more work. I think the only thing really I'd be like looking at doing here would be like, I just don't feel like we need 2 units of Nurglings like I think 1's enough, genuinely. Because if you come into a melee matchup, let's be real, and you are a kind of player that likes, I don't know if you are, but if you are a player that likes minor weapon skill, ballistic skill, you just put Typhus in one of the squads, and then that squad is -1 to hit plus the other, and the other squad can stay near the 2nd squad of Nurglings quite easily. I don't personally feel like we need the 2nd squad. I think it's because I ran 2 at my last event, and I always was just kind of lost with them. I was just like, what am I doing with it? 1 was enough to like stop infiltrators and stop certain scouts that I didn't want to happen. So I think you could drop that, and then like I would personally like rather have 30 cultists rather than like this unit of Nurglings plus Deadly Pathogen, because especially if you only 2 big 6-mans. Deadly Pathogen isn't needed as much because you've got the... I like Deadly Path in the 3-mans because it can take away that uncertainty of only having 12 swings with the squad. But when you're swinging 24 times, especially with full rerolls, you're probably going to kill most things you hit anyway. So I'd probably personally prefer that. But, I mean, even more than that, there's a question of do we need Nurglings at all, which is something I'm also going around with, which is probably yes. But at the same time, like I've heard people who've dropped them. Like Don's been like, I've dropped Nurglings and I haven't missed them. And I'm just like, that's kind of tempting then, because then you could get like a second bloat drone, second Paul or bloat drone. You know, these two plus Deadly Pathogen gets you a second Demon Engine to play around with. But I mean, it's a really solid list, mate. I really like it. It's very, very, like, you know, like, you can tell I'm being honest because it's super fucking close to what I'm running. And I'm a bit on the edge. Like I said, I have to submit my list by 12 tonight, and I'm unsure where to go with these last bits. But I like this. Like, this is one of the options that I was looking at was, again, this is just, for me, this is just a bloat drone here, and I've got, like, a Nurglings are gone, pretty much. Yeah, you have to, if you consider your meta, that's probably the best way to do it, but overall, I think it's, like, super solid. I think Don's a bit crazy on that one as well, Z. I think one's good just in case you run into, like, Votann, or, you know, some Infiltrate, especially on Terraform. You don't want someone getting, like, super load of 3 Terraforms turn 1, and that's just not what you want. So having a Squad of Nurglings can just stop them at least doing it on 1. Plus, if you ever get Raise the Banners, they are battle line, they can do that. Yeah, there you go, extra set Nurglings for Votann, he's put it there. Yeah, I think this is one where you do put both Death Shroud on the field. I definitely think that's probably what you'd be looking at. World Eaters, you'd be fine against that, you probably just slap the shit out of them anyway. Votann can actually have an annoying time versus the Poxwalkers, I'll be honest with you. It's a kind of spicy people to try and do that. Leonardo 17, is there a way to become a Plague Marine through Discord using an iPhone and US can't find? Okay, yeah, so very quickly, iPhones hide the join members button because they don't like it. For some reason, they like the money to themselves. There is a bloody join link, which Dave can post. Oh, what is it now? Give me a second, I might be able to find it for you. There is an actual like link to the join. If I go here, and then I go on this here. Go back. I'll click the wrong bloody thing. You guys can't see because I'm off screen at the moment. But you click that. Is it that? Oh, how do we get the bloody join link? I've just joined my own channel, I think. No, don't just give. Oh, I wouldn't just come on over to my own channel. That'd be really stupid. I will try and find you that link because Dave has posted it in previous ones, and it does allow you to get through. I know where I can find it. He put it in. He put it in his own stream that he did. I believe he put it in his description. Am I the smarty pants or am I stupid? Gaming tools. Vanguard Tactics Academy. Bollocks, it wasn't that one. 18 to show the real deal. Was it this one? I put it somewhere. Support the stream. There's the tools. Fucking. Oh. I'll have to hire like Nat to get onto it or something like that. To have a look for you, because I'm an idiot and I can't seem to find it anywhere. And I don't want to be sat here making everyone watch me. Wait, is this one? Yes, found it. Right, I'll put this in the chat for you. Science chat. But opening web browser. Boom, there you go. If you click that link, that should hopefully do it for you. Got there in the end. But look, I also have the max dogs I could run if I wanted double practice. No worries, right, that's for Hellbane. So yeah, I think that's the only decision really for this list, Cass. They put honestly, like I played against triple Hecaton Votann, and the list did work. The only difference I had extra 3 Terminators, but they were largely irrelevant. I would have rather had the Plague Marines because they kept flipping the fucking objective with 5 little halfkin bastards. So if I had 5 Plague Marines on there, it wouldn't have been an issue. But honestly, I think you'll be fine. Votann don't do too well into this from the experience that I had. Morty can be a bit pain in the ass for them. So yeah, I mean, there's not too much to recommend because this is probably something I would run myself. Like, I'd personally just turn this into a drone because I prefer drones. But again, if you're talking about Votann, you want that big AP5 multi-melter. There's nothing wrong with that as well. So, I mean, overall, it's really, really, really solid. I don't think I'd recommend too many changes other than you could drop this Nurgling squad and drop the enhancement and just maybe get an extra cultist squad, or, you know, maybe play around with those 50 points, see if there's anything else you can do with it. But it's really solid. Like, it is really solid. Like I said, it's what I'm considering taking myself, so I wouldn't overthink it too much, because it's going to do work, I'll tell you that for sure. Alright, Dagnarius. You're on the paste bin. Right, let's go paste bin. Let me just change the screen over a second for everyone who's watching so we can all see the list. Main screen. Bap. 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 There we go. Hopefully you guys can all see this. Okay. The other green tide. Lord of Virulence, Mortarion, Typhus. We got a squad of death. Oh, 20 cultists. Okay, 20 cultists, 20 cultists, 20. Oh, good lord. A Predator Annihilator, 2 Plagueburst Crawlers, 60 Poxwalkers. Holy shit. This is a list. This is a spicy list. Okay, so... Oh, good lord, my guy. This is a hell of a list. Thank you very much for going to Plague Raid Decipher NY. Massively appreciate it, mate. Thank you, mate. Come on, progress so we can have drinks and talk. Mate, I would have to fly across an entire ocean to get to you. That might be a slight issue, but I suppose we could do it online. It wouldn't be an issue. Shoot us a message. Have you got me on Facebook? It's easier to message me on Facebook because Discord does not send me notification message requests. It's a pain in the ass. So here we have an absolute shit ton of Swarm. Now this might actually be one of the games where I actually suggest you running... I'd probably put this to Rotagus, to be honest with you, because that's going to have OC. I think this might be one of the lists where you're either going to be taking -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill, or you're going to be taking -1 OC. Because this is a list that's basically going to win on primary. You're just going to deny people scoring anything against you. You do have a Typhus, don't you? Yeah, you got Typhus. The damage output isn't going to be great, I won't lie. You've obviously got some little PBCs here to do some chip damage as much as you can, but like, you're not honestly going to kill much. You're going to have very little damage, but what you are going to have is a shit ton of bodies, which is going to be annoying to deal with. Now, obviously, cultists can die to a stiff breeze, so you might want to be using stuff like go to ground and all that kind of thing on these guys. I don't mind the Poxwalker spam. I don't mind the Plague Bearers here. Cultists in 20s kind of just fucking evaporate. Like, because of the 6-up save, anything kills them. I'd probably just run 3 10-mans and then use the, 150 points to get yourself, like, either another Predator. That would be pretty decent. Then you got 2 Predators at least. I tend to run Destructors because when you run the maths on it, the Destructor does about the same as the Annihilator versus vehicles, but he's infinitely better at shooting literally anything else in the game. So infantry, mounted, all these kind of things. So if you had, I'd probably swap them for Destructors. I'd probably get rid of the 30 cultists from the big squads because they'll just evaporate, and put it into like another Predator just to give you a bit more extra shooting firepower. But like Plague Bearers, Rotagus, and 60 Poxwalkers is a lot of things to try and chew through, especially if Morty's also pushing the front. You could also potentially double down on the whole OC thing, and oh man, like what could you do? Plagueburst Crawlers. What are the Plagueburst Crawlers doing in this matchup? That's my question though. They're not indirecting things away. They are an answer for like anti-tank in a way, but the thing is like they're not at the same time. And if you run into a tank list, you're more looking to just rapid and tie it and just stop them scoring. Again, you win this on secondaries and primary. I'd probably drop the Plagueburst Crawlers in this kind of list, and I'd turn them into drones. I'd go triple drones with the Flamers. Still using 90 points there. Drop 5 cultists at that point. You get 2 Predator Destructors. You can even do 3 Predator Destructors with the extra points you get from elsewhere. And then you got 3 Predator Destructors, triple bloat drone. That's feeling a lot better because again it's just more about pushing up, denying. You got Overwatch threats then. The Lord of Virulence would be, he just doesn't really do anything. Like, I get why you've got him because you got the 2 PBCs here, but He's just not going to do much in this matchup, so you could drop him as well. So that would be what, 80 plus 50 points. We'll say just drop one down to 10, because again, one can just sit on home. It's all you need. So that's going to be 130 points. Drop these there, 360, so that's 490 points. There's a lot of stuff you can get for those. Again, just go triple bloat drone or triple blight hauler. Yeah, blight hauler would be fine as well. Like, you just want to take cheap, durable, annoying stuff, and you're just looking to score every secondary you draw, literally every single one. Even the action ones, you can do them all, and you just want to stop your opponent scoring any primary all game, pretty much. That's all this list wants to do. So you take -1 OC leadership or -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill, depending on how much OC they have, and you just want to just deny stuff all bloody game. I wouldn't even be against bringing, if you drop all that, you have the 490 points. Like, how much is a Rhino? 180 plus 75, that's 255. Oh, you're real close to getting like 2 Rhinos for like 2 5-mans each. That just gives you even more OC to play around with. So like, you could drop, again, you could drop 5, so you could have a unit of 20 cultists, 2 units of 10 cultists, then you can get rid of all that stuff I said, to drop the playbook scores, have 2 Rhinos full of 2 5-mans each, and again, just play pure primary denial. It's such an out there list. I don't really know how it would do, but if you play it right, it's definitely... Yeah, I think the PBCs just don't do enough here. Yeah, Phil, because I played a Horde list in a doubles event as well. I played this with 60 Poxwalkers. I did have 1 Brick of Terminators though, just to have something that can hit hard. But I played it with Chaos Space Marine partner, and he was running the Cultist Horde as well. And that was stupid. People just could not kill it all in time. So yeah, I think I'd just drop the PBCs just because you want to go wide on this list. You could go through Icon Bearers, as Zito said, so you could technically do that as well, just to keep making sure you spread those contagions everywhere you need them. I think Rotagus probably, like, it depends. 6-up Feel No Pain is good, but Rotagus also halves OC, which kind of goes into the whole meme, the whole archetype of hold primary. It kind of helps out with. But again, I understand also the desire for 6-up Feel No Pain on these guys is also really nice. But what a wild list, and yeah, drop the Playbook Crawlers. And then get either, like you said, more Predators and some drones. I think that will probably do better for you. Because you get like another Predator in there. And then you spend the rest on drones. Just gives you tons of scoring. Like, you are winning this game off scoreboard, not by killing your opponent. But again, it's a valid way to win. And again, if you drop the PBCs, drop the Lord of Virulence. You just don't need him at that point. But it's funny. It's funny. It'll be quite nightmarish for some armies to deal with. Especially because not a lot of people are running Battle Line right now. A lot of people just aren't running OC. So this could actually run people over on primary scoring, and I'm all here for it, mate. So that's what I recommend for now, mate. Hellbane. It's a fucking sweet list, and please get back to me on how this list works, because it's awesome, and I'd love to see it. I'd just love to see it pop off because it's fucking mint. That's a really cool list. Alright, we're back to the Discord, and I'm going to tick that off. But I think that brings it just over an hour. So I think I'm probably going to just call it there for tonight, just because, again, I'm solo. My throat's a bit sore from speaking for, like, endlessly, because I have to do that. And me and Mrs. have downloaded Baldur's Gate, and we're going to go and give that a go. Because I like RPGs, and she likes RPGs. And turn-based kind of puts her off. She told me it was a turn-based RPG, and I'm just like, I play Warhammer. It's all turn-based. But I hope you guys found some of this useful tonight. Again, we'll try and catch up. Tomorrow, the first detachment shall be revealed, I think, because we obviously have the new. It's December. Detachment every day, they said. So we obviously hopes are high. We're probably not going to be the first. I'm obviously 7th and 14th. Yes, you have made it in time for the big announcement. I have not forgotten. So I'll do that in a second. So obviously, just be aware. Detachments will be keeping up to date. The second ours drops, you will be all over it like flies over shit. Which is a fitting analogy for Death Guard, to be fair. So do be aware and keep that in your mind. Oh, if you can do it on Linecast, sweet. Yeah, just shoot us a message, mate. But I mean, obviously I'm super excited. I'm hoping ours. I think ours is going to be in the 7th or the 14th, Phil. That's my bet as well. But hey, I'll be happily surprised. They want to drop it tomorrow. I'll be happily dropped. Have you made a Christmas tree? You made a Christmas tree.
I make it.
No, but you built it.
Kind of.
We have a Christmas tree. So, Death Guard First Attachment Believe. Oh, mate, that is the dream. That is the dream. So, very quickly, let's get this done. So, we have a giveaway that I'm going to put on the Discord right now for our members, Playground members. And it is a... give me a second. I'm going to put it up as soon as the stream ends. It's going to go live. It's probably going to run for 2 weeks, I think, this one, because it's the biggest one we've done. For some reason, why does it load me in German every time I go on this website? It's in UK now. It is a lovely, jubbly, full-on, currently out of stock, Kill Team set with the brand new Plague Marines, and it's not just the Plague Marines you're getting the full set. So even if you don't like Ultramarines, I don't care, you can sell them, do whatever you want, but you're getting the terrain and everything. We're giving away a full Kill Team set here for you guys as members. So all you've got to do to enter the giveaway is be a member. We'll have a giveaway channel. You go into the giveaway channel, and you just have to react to the post that we're going to make. That's it. You just react to it, don't they? To enter it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all they do, yeah. So it's quite a big prize this time. We're obviously going to be one lucky winner who's going to get this. So it's just a bit of a thank you from the channel to you guys. This one's going to run, like I said, for 2 weeks because it was a bigger prize. I want to make sure everyone has a chance to enter. But obviously, best of luck to you. And hopefully you guys enjoy this as a prize. It's quite a cool one. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it, which will be quite nice. But that will go up when I go offline. I'm going to force her to do it because I'm lovely like that. But yeah, that'll be up for our members. So our Plague Marine members on our Discord. So if you're not joined the Discord yet and you are a Plague Marine, make sure you do. Enter this giveaway and you have a chance to win. 2 weeks time, be randomly drawn. Yes, everyone is eligible to win. We'll pay the postage. It's fine. So don't worry about it. Everyone is eligible to enter. Obviously, I'm sat here like, oh, if only someone in the UK who lives down the street could win it, and I could just take it to them. But if a statesperson wins it, and it'll be shipped out to you. So yeah, best of luck to everyone on that one, and hope you guys look forward to that. But for now, everybody, is there anything else to say? Look forward to the Typhus Masterclass video that's coming out tomorrow. Or at some point, I've got to finish just editing up tomorrow. So you guys can look forward to that. Best of luck to Will and Dave, who are obviously just finished up the day one. Well, a couple hours ago, probably like 2 hours ago, they finished day one. Have I got an update on the WhatsApp to let you know? Let's have a look. We do. I'll give you a quick update on how they're doing. There we go. How did game 3 go? So Dave lost his round 2 but won his round 3, so he's 2-1. That's pretty sweet. He stomped Votan 128, which is very nice, but he lose to Guard. And I don't see Will's score on here yet. I don't think he's updated it just yet. So well done to Dave so far at 2-1. And apparently there's 2 Death Guard lists on top 6 tables, so we'll see how it plays out. Best luck to the guys in their continued endeavours with Death Guard at Leicester. But for now, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll leave you all with a little sing-song on the way out. But yeah, super happy and super excited for what is coming up. And again, make sure if you're a Plague Marine or if you want to enter this giveaway, become a Plague Marine, or at least leave a like and a subscribe. That also helps out massively as well. But for now, everyone, take care. See you all soon for the next one. Stay rotten. I'll catch you on the next one, which should be some point soon. See you later, guys.
From the depths of run decay they rise. The Death Guard marches on the sickened skies. With boils and blight they spread the pain. In Nurgle's name disease will reign. Adrenaline and pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. shall begin. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the wrong, let flesh decay. The death god comes, none can stay. And neath the warp the souls are bound. To spread decay, to break the ground. Nobles gifts a putrid stain. A future where only disease remains. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The death god comes, none can stay. The rot spreads, there's no escape. The death god seals your fate. Beneath the blackened sky we rise. Wings of death, clouds of flies. The crag will burn, the pure will fall. Mortarian's wrath will consume them all. Ultimately pride crumbled in the dust. Your emperor's light can't stop the rust. Disease and rot are your final breath. Now kneel before the reaper's death. I am the plague, I am the rot. The end of all that you forgot. You fought for hope, you fought for life. Now your shining world slowly dies. From the skies I bring despair. Your warrior choke on poisoned air. My cracking flames, hear the cries. Mortarian's plague, watch its glory dies. The reaper falls, your honored sword. In death your soldiers are reborn. There's no salvation, no last stand. My crown is buried by my hand. Blue and gold, once proud, once bright. Now swallowed whole by endless night. I am decay, and I will feast. Your chapter falls beneath my feet. Gleaming suns will face my wrath. In every breath, your lungs turn black. Your noble heart, I turn to ash in my shadow. Your hopes will crack. I am the plague, I am the rot. The end of all that you forgot. You fought for hope, you fought for life. Now your shining world slowly dies. From the skies I bring despair. Your warrior choke on poisoned air. My cracking flames, hear the cries. Mortarian's blade, watch its glory dies. The angel falls, your honored sword. In death your soldiers are reborn. There's no salvation, no last stand. My crown is buried by my hand. My crag, what's the jewel of the stars? Now lies broken, tainted with my scars. I am your doom, your final breath. Mortarian comes, delivering death. From the skies I bring despair. Your warrior choke on poisoned air. My cracking flames, hear the cries. Mortarian's plague, watch its glory dies. The angel falls, your honored sword. In death your soldiers are reborn. There's no salvation, no last stand. My crown is buried by my hand. Buried by my hand. You fall, you fall. My flag is buried by my hand. From the shadow depths of a broken hive, corpses twitch and come alive. This crimson plague, it feeds on fear as the bodies drop and it draws us near. My skin is crawling, something's inside. Internal organs liquefied. Death God's gift, a twisted fate. No escape for me, yeah, it's too late. No goal comes except your fate. It won't stop. The hive's infected, it's too late. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive will consume when it's sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking pox now takes its bite. The walking pox now takes its bite. Run the rod, run the rod. Walking pox now takes its bite. Lungs are burning, pox fills the air. You scream for help, but no one cares. Bones are breaking, bodies twist. The Death Guard's gift, death's toxic kiss. Pale and stare with a hollow glare. They're gone but shambling, lost somewhere. This hive is his, disease and broom. No light survives in this darkened tomb. Then no comes except your fate. It won't stop. The hive's infected, it's too late. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive will consume when it's sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking pox now takes its bite. The walking pox now takes its bite. You'll feel it subtle deep inside. There's no cure, nowhere to hide. You breathe me in, you can't escape. I am the plague, I am your fate. What can you feel it in your bones? This is where it now goes home. No mercy here, you're out of time. Your final breath is that last line. Watch it all decay, falling to your knees. The hive will consume what is sick disease. Our souls corrupted, can't run, can't fight. The walking box now takes its bite. The walking box now takes its bite. Watch it all